Welcome back to another anime review. This time the review will be on the anime called Hokkaido Gals Are Super Adorable, Episode 5. Now, I had to wait 2 whole weeks for Crunchyroll to get this episode dubbed in English, and that is way too long for me. Because, I read the description of this episode of episode 5 from the sub list, and honestly, it had me really psyched about trying to watch this episode because it said something about Valentine's Day, and I watched a lot of romance anime, and usually Valentine's Days, festivals, or like Christmas are usually important times for romance animes. So I was expecting something big to happen in this one. No, honestly, I didn't expect a love confession to happen in this episode since it's only episode 5, and I'm pretty sure this might be a 12 episode season. So I wasn't expecting anything like that to happen. But I was expecting some type of progress in their relationships, or maybe it might become more clear about which girl he's probably going to pick. Now, if I was to compare this episode to other Valentine's Day episodes in other animes, this one will be high up there. It actually did a lot of great things. It actually did something I wasn't expecting to do. It actually tied something in that happened at the beginning of the episode at the end of the episode. And that was like a little nice surprise for me. So the episode begins with what's her name? Minami. She's singing this song, and one of the girls, after she get done singing, one of the girls asks her like why she always singing this song, and Minami she tells her that song always cheers her up. And after Minami gets done singing, she sits down on the couch with the rest of her classmates, and she pulls out her phone and she starts looking up things on her phone, and she finds out the Valentine's Day coming up. So that brings up the conversation of Valentine's Day, and then a couple of the guys that are there, they start making statements saying how they're not really looking forward to chocolate, but you can easily tap their line there, hoping that a couple of their friends will eventually give them chocolate, friendship chocolate, and nothing romantic. I don't think they really are looking forward to that. Tsubasa tells the guys there that he normally only gets chocolate from his relatives and all that. And so, what's her name? It's actually both Minami and Akino are noticing this. And you could tell that they were paying attention to that, so you know they got plans for this episode. After karaoke, Tsubasa, Minami, and Akino are all leaving home together. And Minami and Tsubasa, they're walking ahead of Akino. And Akino, she pulls out her phone looking at a website, I believe, and it's talking about Valentine's Day gifts. Well, specifically Valentine's Day chocolate. So you can tell that she's already planning on giving Tsubasa some chocolate for Valentine's Day. The next day, Minami bumps into Akino at the mall, and Akino, she lies and saying she's just buying new cosmetic things for lipstick and nail polish and things like that. And then what's her name? Minami, she believes it. Well, Minami, she's there to buy ingredients for the homemade chocolate that she's about to make. Akino also lies again and tells Minami that she wants to bake chocolate too, but she just wants to bake chocolate for her as a friend. And so they both buy the ingredients together, and they eventually go home. Now, as Minami and Akino are walking home together, Akino, she asks Minami, is she gonna give Tsubasa the special kind of chocolate? And because earlier when they was at karaoke the previous day, Minami, she says that she usually bake chocolate for all their guy friends. So it kind of brings the question is Tsubasa going to get the special kind of chocolate, or is he just going to get some more friendship chocolate? But Minami, she kind of shuts down the idea, and she just says that her and Tsubasa are just friends, so she's not really planning on doing that. Later that night, Minami is about done making her chocolate for the day, and so she decides to call Akino to see how her chocolate's going. And Akino said that she doesn't really know how to make chocolate, so she asked Minami for advice on how to do it. And eventually, while they're talking, Minami is giving her good advice, and Akino's about done with her chocolates. Minami, she's asks Akino she's about to ask Akino is she gonna give Tsubasa the special kind of chocolate as well? But before Minami can actually ask Akino that question, she spills a bunch of stuff that's on the table, and it falls all over her chocolate. And for the most part, the worst thing that fell on the chocolate was all the soy sauce, because that really wouldn't mix well with sweets. So she just destroyed all that effort she just put in. And you can see it was just one chocolate that was shaped like a heart, which you can kind of get the idea that one's going to be for Tsubasa, because she keep looking back at that one. Now, Tsubasa didn't have a big role to play in the first half of this episode, but this is where he gets more scenes. So Tsubasa, he's in school now, and he walks into the classroom, and Minami hands him some store-bought chocolate, and he gets really happy about this. Well, other guys. Well, it's just one other guy where she gives Minami gives him chocolate. And he's really disappointed. He's kind of being like ungrateful. It was really kind of annoying to watch. But the good thing about that is because after that, Akino because she's seen this, she actually walks up behind him and just threatens him and tells him to never do that again to her. And Akino does this because while they was on the phone the previous night talking about making chocolate, Minami said that she really enjoys making chocolate for people because she really likes making people happy. The next scene takes place around the end of school where they're cleaning up the music room, and Tsubasa and Minami are there together. They're putting away some brooms, I believe. And Tsubasa, he thanks Minami again once again for the chocolate. And as he turns around, he notices that Minami, she starts crying and all that. And he asks her what's wrong, and she finally explains like what happened with the chocolate, how like the accident she had, how she spent soy sauce on everything. And she tells him that she had a special chocolate made just for him. So Tsubasa, he wants to cheer up, so he sits down on the piano. Now this actually caught me by surprise because he doesn't look like a character that knows how to play the piano. Well, anyway, Tsubasa plays Mimi's favorite song, the same song that she was singing at karaoke, the one that she said that always cheers her up. And after he gets done playing, Mimi, she asks him like, why did he play that song? And he tells her that he learned how to play the song because she said that it always cheers up me, and he remembered that. And he said that he wanted to pay her back for always cheering him up. So it actually works, and Mimi, she starts feeling better, and she calls Tsubasa a stud, and she actually thanks him for playing that song for her, and actually trying to cheer her up. Now I'm just thinking like this has got to be the smoothest move he did this entire show. Cause I was like, yeah, that was actually pretty nice. So now Akino, she finally walks in because she was basically standing outside of the classroom for that whole conversation, but she just didn't come in because she heard because she came up, cause she showed up around the time where what's her name, Mimi started crying, so she just waited outside the door, and she says she has chocolate to give out. So Mimi, I guess she just figures that she's gonna give chocolate to Tsubasa and all that, so she's about to leave, and even Tsubasa's getting his hopes up too. So I thought that was kind of funny. And then she's like, "Oh no, it's for Minami," and he gets like really like disappointed. But then Akino, she pulls out like another bag of chocolate and she give it to Tsubasa, and then he gets like really happy. And then Minami, she turns around and saying like, "Oh yeah, let's all just eat our chocolate here then." So they all just sit in classroom and eat their chocolate, and that's basically how this episode ends. Now, this episode got me wondering when the third girl's gonna show up because usually, like, I was just like, well, I don't know about usually, but I was just expecting that they was gonna say something like a Valentine's Day episode until like all the girls are like basically in the show. But the fact that they did it so soon got me wondering, like, what are they gonna do with this third girl? So I'm wondering how they're gonna actually portray her character. Anyway. So this was a pretty good episode. I believe I would say I like episode 4 a little bit better because it had more comedy in it, and I am a big fan of shows that can make me laugh. But this was still pretty nice. I can't really say anything bad about it. So anyway, this is my anime review of Hokkaido Gals Are Super Adorable episode 5, and I'll catch y'all next time. Take it easy.